Good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome to this interaction at IQ Ideas. My name is Mohit. My background is I have done my Bachelor's of Technology. Then I have done my Master's in Technology from IIT Delhi. I specialize in structures. Then I did my Master's in Business from Nirma University Institute of Management. I teach at a lot of places which include IIM Ahmedabad, National Institute of Design, College of Environment Planning and Technology, National Institute of Fashion Technology, Gujarat National Law University, and so on and so forth. Primarily what I do at IQ is I teach mathematics, I take up strategy and some portion of personality development. I am one of the founder directors at IQ Ideas. We are 5 directors at IQ Ideas today, and we are the team of professionals who've been training students for various competitive exams for almost 15 years now. The agenda for today is identifying various career options after 12th. Now, some of the parents must be having children who have taken up Science A group, some are from Science B group, some are from Commerce, some are from Arts. I go to almost 50-55 schools across Ahmedabad every year and counsel close to 25,000 students. Plus I do around 3,000 counselings one-on-one, where one confusion which always remain is if I have taken Science A group or B group or Commerce after 10th, one step of the ladder I have already crossed. Now beyond that, in case I do not wish to go into the straight stream, what do I do? What are my options open? So a lot of parents come back to me and say, "Sir, 11th 12th में mathematics नहीं लिया तो बहुत सारे options बच्चे के लिए बंद हो जाएंगे." One confusion. Other is, "Sir, अगर engineering नहीं हुआ या medicine में अच्छे college में नहीं मिला, तो क्या हम कुछ और कर सकते हैं या बाकी doors हमारे लिए बंद हैं?" So to cater to all those questions, I thought of inviting all the parents and spending time with them, talking to them about what are the possible options open for different streams. So moving on to the most confusing question, what do you plan to do next? Which college the child should plan to join? Which course the child should enroll for, go for? And should the child go with the herd, listen to the parents, or carve his or her own path? Because commerce students would many times walk in and say, when I ask them, "Beta, commerce क्यों लिया 10th के बाद?" So they don't have a straight answer. "Sir, सब friends ले रहे थे." That was one answer. That is one answer. Genuine. And then I say, "Beta, क्या करना है sir?" CA. Great, no problem. It's an excellent course. But why do you want CA? Do CA? Says, "Because my papa is a CA." So then I ask the parent, "Sir, आप please 5 मिनट बाहर जाके बैठो." तो मैं बच्चे को पूछता हूँ, "बेटा, CA आपको करना है कि पापा को करना है?" Because many a times as parents, we wish to live our profession through our child. मैं CA नहीं कर पाया किसी कारण से, तो इसलिए मैं चाह रहा हूँ मेरा बच्चा जरूर CA करे. But my question is, क्या बच्चा CA के लिए fit है? Is he carved out to become a CA? This is just one example which I am giving you. So I don't know. Let's see how we can help the child carve his or her own path. Our central bottom line agenda would today be making the right career choice. First thing first, as parents, as children, don't listen to everyone. जितने लोग नहीं मिलते हैं वो नया प्रोफेशन सजेस्ट करते हैं. अगर मैं किसी इंजीनियर से मिलता हूं और वो इंजीनियर अपनी खुद की लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल है, तो बाय डिफॉल्ट वो बोलेगा, "अरे इंजीनियरिंग जैसा करियर कोई नहीं, वही करना चाहिए." और अगर गलती से he has not been able to make it in his life, he will say, "Engineering, 24,000 engineers passed out last year. कितनी नौकरी है, मार्केट में नौकरी नहीं है." Same profession, perception is different. Because their own experience of life is different. So don't listen to everyone. Second, start with this. That is, identify the interest. Now for all the students or children who are sitting in this forum, I would like to understand Do you understand the meaning of the word interest? What do you mean by interest? सुना है ये word गलती से? हाँ? What do you mean by interest?
What we like doing.
What we like doing? क्या करने में बहुत मजा आता है? WhatsApping, Facebooking, chatting. You know, these are some areas of interest, isn't it? So I very softly I have written what gets you really excited. तो मैं जब बच्चों से स्कूल में बात करता हूँ मैं बोलता हूँ कि क्या करने में बहुत मजा आता है, कौन सी ऐसी चीज है जो करते समय you lose the track of time, टाइम पता ही नहीं लगता कहाँ चला गया, and suddenly you find out कि बॉस 3 घंटे किधर निकल गए मालूम नहीं. That is what is interest. And I say in life, not just in school, something which you are really excited in doing. Somebody may be extremely excited in playing guitar, somebody would love doing drawing, somebody would love solving puzzles, somebody would love watching Discovery Channel. Everybody may have a different interest. So identify your interest. क्या करने में बहुत मजा आता है. Next, identify your aptitude. Have you heard the word aptitude? सुना है ये word aptitude? What do you mean by aptitude? Any idea? Inclination
or natural ability.
Natural ability. That's a very close answer. Let me give you an example of what do you understand by aptitude. You can remember your childhood. You know, बचपन में दो तरह के बच्चे बड़े कैटेगोरिकली देखने को मिलते हैं. या सोसाइटी में आसपास छोटे चिल्लू घूमते रहते हैं, उनको ऑब्जर्व करना. कभी दो तरह के बच्चे बड़े कैटेगोरिकली देखने को मिलते हैं. एक बच्चा वो है जिसको पापा ऑफिस से आते हुए एक दिन एक ट्रेन लेके आते हैं गिफ्ट में, है ना. तो वो घर आता है, बैठता है, ट्रैक फिट करता है, ट्रेन को चलाता है, ट्रेन छुक छुक घूमती है. 2-4 चक्कर के बाद उसको ट्रेन चलाने में उतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं बचता जितना उसको इस चीज में इंटरेस्ट है कि पापा कमरे से बाहर कब जाएंगे. Why? क्यों? He precisely wants to open it and see how does that work. चलती कैसे है वो? And when next time Papa enters in, he is hanging a stupid motor with a small battery and saying, "पापा देखो ये ऐसे चलती थी." Yes, no? बच्चे देखें इस तरह के. और एक दूसरी कैटेगरी का बच्चा है जिसको प्लेन, कार, हेलीकॉप्टर, मोटरसाइकिल में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. बस मैं और मेरा मिकी माउस. वो कॉर्नर पे बैठेगा, व्हाइट पेपर लेगा, घटिया सा क्रेयॉन लेगा, उसके ऊपर कोई कार्टून ड्रॉ करेगा. You know, and when Papa comes from office at home, he goes to him and tells him, "See, this is you." Yes, no, we've seen such kids. And there is another category of kids, for example, who would not be any one of them, who would be very, who would be very questioning in nature. You tell him anything, he will question. Why? You tell him, "Beta, this is chair." क्यों? "बेटा ये फैन है." बोले क्यों? "बेटा ये पेंसिल है." क्यों? "ये बुक है." क्यों? एक दिन पापा ऑफिस से घर आके बोलते हैं, "बेटा मैं तेरा पापा हूं." बोले क्यों? Now how do you explain it to your child that what is papa? Technically or practically? What is the difference between these three children? Their natural bent of mind. Nobody teaches them. पहले बच्चे को कोई बताता नहीं है कि तू एक काम करना, घर जाके ट्रेन तोड़ देना. या दूसरे बच्चे को कोई बताता नहीं है कि घटिया कार्टून बना के पापा की चेहरा लगा देना उसमें. Nobody tells him. It comes naturally to him. And as and when the child grows in school, he studies various subjects and these aptitudes get converted into subject areas. अपनी 10th याद करो जो बच्चे यहाँ बैठे हैं. एक बच्चा क्लास में ऐसा था जिसके मैथमेटिक्स में हमेशा 100 on 100 आते थे. मैं इतनी मेहनत करता था, ट्यूशन भी रखी मैंने, फिर भी मैथ्स में नंबर नहीं है. और एक दूसरी दीदी थी जिसके सोशल स्टडीज में हमेशा हाईएस्ट मार्क्स आते थे क्लास में, but I was not able to perform in social studies. Why? Are you dumb? You don't have brains? Answer is no. पहला जो बच्चा है उसका natural bent of mind towards mathematics बहुत अच्छा है. So he or she is able to grasp mathematics well, easily, quickly, and with very little extra effort. Wherein I need to put in more efforts because mathematics does not come to me naturally, because my mathematical bent of mind is less, because my aptitude in mathematics is low. It's nothing wrong or right or bad or good. It's a natural bent of mind. Same is true with other subjects. So simply speaking, 10th के basis तक हम लोग सब same subjects पढ़ते हैं, mathematics, science, social studies, languages and so on. Post that we take first step कि commerce लेना है, कि science A group, कि science B group, कि arts. Now that step we've already taken. We have to go beyond. Now that means fundamentally at 12th level we have to identify, is the child enjoying the base subjects? For example, if you come back to me, very common issue with science A group students. सर मेरे को मैथ्स और फिजिक्स तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन सर केमिस्ट्री में टप्पा नहीं पड़ता. कॉमन प्रॉब्लम विद साइंस बी ग्रुप स्टूडेंट्स. सर बायोलॉजी और केमिस्ट्री तो बहुत अच्छी लगती है, लेकिन सर फिजिक्स समझ ही नहीं आता. Because the fundamental attitude required for this combination of subjects is different. कॉमर्स के बच्चे आके, एक सेट ऑफ बच्चा आके मेरे को बोलता है सर मेरे को अकाउंट स्टैट्स तो बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन इकोनॉमिक्स इको अच्छा नहीं लगता. और दूसरा सेट बोलेगा सर इकोनॉमिक्स इको मैथ इंग्लिश तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन सर अकाउंट स्टैट्स अच्छा नहीं लगता. फंडामेंटल बेसलाइन ऑफ एप्टीट्यूड इज डिफरेंट. सो वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई व्हाट इज आवर एप्टीट्यूड. व्हाट यू आर नेचुरली गुड इन डूइंग. इज योर एप्टीट्यूड मैकेनिकल, लिंग्विस्टिक, क्रिएटिव? जो मैंने 3 बच्चों का एग्जांपल दिया आपको, मे बी द फर्स्ट चाइल्ड हैज गॉट अ मैकेनिकल एप्टीट्यूड, तो उसके दिमाग में ऑटोमेटिकली फितूर आता है, ये तोड़ के देखो होता कैसे है. सेकंड चाइल्ड हैज गॉट थर्ड चाइल्ड हैज गॉट अ लिंग्विस्टिक एप्टीट्यूड, जो क्वेश्चन करता है हर चीज में. सेकंड चाइल्ड हैज गॉट अ क्रिएटिव एप्टीट्यूड, एंड दिस डेवलप्स राइट फ्रॉम चाइल्डहुड एज अ नेचुरल बेंट. नोबडी इज इन अ पोजीशन टू क्रिएट इट, इट गेट्स क्रिएटेड. थर्ड थिंग इज आइडेंटिफाई योर पर्सनैलिटी. ठीक है, मेरे को मेडिसिन में बहुत इंटरेस्ट है, मेरा बायोलॉजी एप्टीट्यूड भी बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन ऐसा है कि इंजेक्शन देखते ही मैं बेहोश हो जाता हूं. दैट मींस माय इंटरेस्ट इज देयर, माय एप्टीट्यूड इज देयर, बट माय पर्सनालिटी डज नॉट मैच. राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ somebody comes to me and says, sir, I am extremely good in English and I love conversing with people one on one, but the moment I have to talk to a group of people, I almost faint. And the child comes to me and says, sir, I want to do mass communication. Problem नहीं है, वो कर पाएगा, but my issue is he may not be rightfully successful in that career because his personality does not match. So what is the basic rule? Basic rule is identify your aptitude, personality, interest. Based on that, align them towards the career which you want to choose. Now अभी तक 11th 12th के अंदर हमने एक स्टेप लेके या साइंस किया या कॉमर्स किया या आर्ट्स किया. नेक्स्ट टू दैट वी हैव टू वेरी केयरफुली आइडेंटिफाई दैट which field is rightful for us. Draw an action plan. Very strongly, one thing again which I like to project, never blindly follow friends or trends. Lot of kids in 12th I meet in the schools, they will say, sir, I want to do design. But why do you want to design? Because all my friends are doing design. I want to do CA. Why do you want to do CA? Because all my friends are planning to do CA. If I just give you statistics of CA, 22,000 students appear for CA exam. How many of you are from commerce background? 22,000 students appear for CA, CPT, the first exam. Out of them only 1,500 make it to IPCC. And out of them only 50 make it to CA final. It's an extraordinarily excellent curriculum. My issue is my child carved to do it? क्या करना है CA? लेकिन सर पढ़ने का मन नहीं करता है, बेटा छक मारने के लिए CA करना है. Or you want to be out of those 21,950 odd kids who just want to waste 2 years of their potential lifetime, and that wastage is also not because they want to waste it, because they want parents to keep their mouth shut. 2 साल तो चोंच बंद रखेंगे ना, नहीं तो रोज उंगली, बेटा पढ़ पढ़ पढ़. 2 साल के लिए चोंच बंद. क्या कर रहे हैं? I'm going for CA. I'm going for preparation of CA. That is the expression which they give back to the parents. So please don't follow friends or trends. Again, why I very strongly talk on trends. Lot of parents come to me and say, sir, आजकल मार्केट में सबसे ज्यादा कौन सा करियर चलता है? मैं बोलता हूँ वस्त्रापुर लेक पे एक MBA डोसा वाला है, उसकी लारी बहुत चलती है, वो करियर बहुत अच्छा चलता है. I can't look for a career and then give that career to my child. I have to see कि मेरे बच्चे को कौन सा करियर सूट होता है. हर एक करियर बहुत बढ़िया है. मैं पेरेंट्स को बोलता हूँ मेरे को एक करियर बताओ जिसके अंदर पैसा नहीं है. Bottom line today for us as parents, for the child is money. He should be secure. उसके पास sufficient पैसा होना चाहिए. अब आप बोलो कि सर मेरे को ऐसा करियर बताओ जिसमें रातों रात बच्चा बहुत पैसे वाला हो जाए. मैं कहता हूँ जी डकैती, चोरी, टाका, ATM लूट लो. Something of that sort you can do. So, moving quickly on, identifying your child. There are three types of children. Academic oriented, वो बच्चे जिनको पढ़ने लिखने में बहुत मजा आता है. They are studious, interested in books, able to spend long hours on books or on computers. ये बुक्स से मैं रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ. अगर बच्चा इसमें 3 लेवल पे हो सकता है. बहुत हाई, जिसको बहुत मजा आता है पढ़ने लिखने में. मीडियम, that he is good, decently able to cope up, and low, उसको पढ़ाई लिखाई में ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. Next is people oriented. They are social creatures, can easily relate to people, can find it easy to interact and communicate even with strangers. इसको मैं people से represent कर रहा हूँ. Again 3 levels. Somebody who is extremely interactive, somebody who is averagely interactive, somebody who is low on interaction. Third is creative and innovative. ये वो बच्चे हैं जिनको ना तो पढ़ने लिखने में मजा आता है, ना लोगों को मिलने जुलने में मजा आता है. They like to do something new and different on their own. So I say they are good at creative things like drawing, design, print, painting, and etc. They are always interested in doing new and innovative things. इसको मैंने creativity से tag किया. Again 3 things. Either you are extremely creative, or you are averagely creative, or you are low on creative. And the best part is ये तीनों चीज हर एक बच्चे में होती है. Only thing which you have to identify is कि आपके बच्चे का क्या स्टेटस है. एकेडमिक्स में उसका क्या हाल है, पीपल ओरिएंटेशन में क्या हाल है, क्रिएटिव ओरिएंटेशन में क्या हाल है. इफ यू आर एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई दैट, माय 90% ऑफ द वर्क इज डन. पोस्ट दैट आई ओनली हैव टू गिव यू अ टैगिंग ऑफ अ करियर कि अगर आपके बच्चे का ग्राफ ये है, ये करियर इसको दे दो. क्विकली मूविंग टू इंजीनियरिंग, जो साइंस ए ग्रुप के बच्चे हैं, what they have to identify, they have to identify that it is an academic oriented career. You need to be very high on academic orientation. Plus, the child should be enjoying science, especially physics and mathematics, and is curious in knowing how machines work. अगर बच्चे के अंदर वो natural curiosity नहीं है of technology, of operations, how particular machines work, that means somewhere down the line his mechanical aptitude is not up to the mark. I am not saying that sort of a child will not be able to do engineering. He will be able to do engineering, but that may not be the right field for him, because technology doesn't come naturally to him. He should be good in logical and reasoning skills, comfortable in handling academic pressure, willing to spend time with technology and machines. इसमें बच्चे के पास people orientation हो या ना हो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, या rather कम फर्क पड़ता है. As I said, he needs to be extremely high on academic orientation. What the child can do is he can become an engineer, an architect, scientist, mathematician, pilot, software professional, or a naval officer. These are the career options which are available after Science A group, that is pure Science A group. So, in other words, इन careers में जाने के लिए Science A group mandatory है. अगर Science A group नहीं है, आप इन careers में नहीं जा सकते. So, इनको हम बोलते हैं pure careers, which can only be taken after going through Science A group. Next, moving on to medicine. Here, I need a combination of academic and people orientation. You need to be very high at academic orientation and at least averagely high at people orientation. And what the child should be enjoying, biology and physics. यहाँ बहुत बच्चों को प्रॉब्लम होता है. बायोलॉजी तो अच्छी लगती है, because रट्टा मारा काम हो गया, लेकिन फिजिक्स में टाइम हिस.
Normally the person who is good in physics never go for biology, and person who is extremely good in biology is below average in physics.
Sir, you are very, very correct, and unfortunately my education system does not allow it. because biology comes in combination with physics whether you like it or not. So that is why I have said the child has to have a dual aptitude aptitude access, both mechanical and biological.
See, in that case, biology is by interest and physics is by compulsion. So
Sir, I appreciate, but he needs to enjoy it. He needs to be able to do it. He needs to be able to do it, undoubtedly. But what you are saying is absolutely right. And I get scores and scores of cases where a kid is 95 plus in 12th grade and barely manages to pass in physics.
that's what I'm saying.
That's an unfortunate state of affairs. And in our current education system, we can't help it. Because there are only 4 options available to me after 10th. I have to take one of them and they are compulsory subjects. I get so many children who would come to me and say, sir, biology is my love, but I can't stand physics and mathematics. Now for that child, I have no option. Technically speaking, I have no option. I give him arts. Nowhere in arts they allow you to take biology as a subject. So what do I do? How do I give that child biology? Option A. So, and ability to work in high pressure situation with many people, because you need people orientation in medicine as a field, comfortable in handling academic pressure, willing to spend less time in fun activity. Whether you like my face or not, but if you want to get into medicine, you have to be comfortable in spending less time in fun activity. As I said, very high in academic orientation, high-end people orientation, and again these are the pure careers. That means careers for which biology is must. You can become a doctor, surgeon, dentist, homeopath, pharmacist, veterinarian, nurse or a physiotherapist. There are a few careers which are pure careers for medicine orientation. That means if you have taken 11th, 12th, biology. Next is commerce. What I wish the child to be averagely good in academics. If he is good in people orientation or creative orientation, may not create much of a difference. Child is enjoying accounts, statistics and likes economics and is interested in things like business, finance, share market, trading, etc. Has great liking for numbers and data analysis, good calculation skills, comfortable spending time in analyzing data. If the child is in this state, he should pursue commerce pure line. That means he can either go for banking, finance, taxation, insurance, these areas, if he is averagely high on academics. But if he is very high on academics, he can also pursue MCOM, CA, CS, ICW or MBA. They are the options available in pure commerce. Next, arts and humanities. If you are enjoying subjects like English, history, psychology, and you are good in theory, reading and retaining, if you are a good observer of people, society, social needs, monuments, maps, human behavior, etc., comfortable in communicating even with strangers. That means you are a combination of people and academic orientation both at an average level. You should go for pure humanities. That means you can go for history, economics, political science, psychology, sociology, geography, philosophy, linguistics, rural development, etc. Now these are talking about all pure subjects, and I have told you about aptitude requirements and personality requirements of the child, if whether he or she should go for pure subjects or not. Now, because I have no other option, then these 4 areas after 10th, I have taken one of them. But either I don't want to go into pure area by my interest, or I am not fitting. For example, if I talk about humanities, I'm doing it, but I'm not fitting in so much. So in that case, what are the options available? In that case, I am taking you through certain general courses which are available to students from all streams. That means whether you are from arts or commerce or science A group or science B group, anybody can take those courses and pursue it forward, depending upon your comfortability of personality and aptitude. Please make sure that combination is taken care. If the child is very high in people orientation and averagely high on academic orientation, plus he has the ability to think and argue logically, ability to do a lot of reading and research, ability to communicate well with the different kinds of people, and having interest in politics and social issues, he should go for it. I see kids, if they see something wrong happening on the road, they stand up and say, this is not right, this should not happen, or I should do something about it. that means he has that sensitivity towards social issues. With combination of these things, he should go for law. And legal or law as a profession is coming up to be one of the most upcoming professions and a no-nonsense profession. Before I tag a particular career or a profession, what is more important is I should identify what my child has. Based on that, we should give him a career. Next, if I am very high at people orientation and I am very high also at creative orientation, academic orientation, even if I am low at, does not matter. Plus, I have keen interest in cooking and specifically cooking and serving non-vegetarian food. Very important. Because a lot of kids would walk in and say, sir, I hotel management करना है. As them beta non-vegetarian, sir हम तो जैन हैं. मैं उनको बोलता हूँ भैया आपके religion से मेरे को कोई problem नहीं है. I respect your religion, but as a mandate in the curriculum you will have to do it. If you are comfortable, go for it. Otherwise, leave it. Not meant for you. Good in communication skills, willingness and ability to solve people-related problems, interested in knowledge about various cuisines. He should be able to have very good tongue and hand, where he can identify difference between Mexican, Lebanese, Chinese, continental, Italian, and so on and so forth. Because for me, there is no difference. I even don't know whether I am eating pizza or a burger or a sandwich and which nationality it belongs to. But if you have that in you, hotel management can be an excellent.
Matter is only the thickness of the bread.
Thickness of the bread. So it depends. If you are able to identify that, hotel management can be an excellent career. If you are very high at people orientation, average at academic orientation, you have excellent leadership skills, you have keen interest in business transactions, financial management, marketing, human resource management, you are good at teamwork, and you are willing to spend time in practical work for long hours. बच्चे काफी commonly मेरे को आके पूछते हैं सर बीकॉम करना चाहिए कि बीबीए? My simple answer to them is, if your accounts tax is very good, I think a lot of parents will be able to identify what I am saying. 1, 2, you are comfortable working alone, because whether you like it or not, our financial management is to be done alone. And you are comfortable in, digging numbers and crunching numbers and working with balance sheets and data structures and so on. Go for BCom. But if you are more practical oriented, you like business administration more, BST, that is a subject which comes in 11th, 12th, and you are more people oriented person, go for BBA. Next, if my child is creative and people oriented, above average, and has a flair for writing and language, inquisitive and has questioning nature, ability to work for long hours with dedication on a single issue, ability to handle different types of people, should go for mass communication or media studies. He can go for advertising, he can go for anchoring, he can become an author, blog writer, script writer, editor, and so on and so forth. Lot of options and opportunities are available. But then that child should have that thought of having a very strong command on language. Agar wo hai, mass communication and media studies can be an excellent thing. Next, if my people orientation is very high, academic or creative hai ki nahi hai, plus I like to work for the society, feel strong about social issues, willing to help others and understand their feelings, you are humane, polite, and can even fight for the rights of the underprivileged. Social work or social service can be an excellent thing to do. And Ministry of Finance has put a mandate that each corporate has to compulsorily spend 2% of its profits in social work. And in forthcoming time, it will only be a bachelor's in social work and a master's in social work type of a profile of candidate who will be able to spend that money effectively for the progress of the society. So can be an excellent opportunity in the forthcoming time. So social work and social, and an excellent place to do social work is in Central University of Gujarat. It's a university being chancellored by the president of the country. and they have a 5-year integrated program which is known as MA in Social Work, which is nothing but in line with BSW and MSW. Next, if my child is very high at people orientation and academic orientation both, and has excellent leadership skills, comfortable in studying for long hours and have the ability to retain the read stuff, good teamwork abilities, ability to handle high pressure situation, willingness to work for long hours in a very disciplined fashion, public administration can be an excellent thing for him. Initially, people used to go for public administration through the route of BA, that is Bachelor in Arts, because they used to get a lot of time where they can study extra, study that and get into UPSC. Now another stream which they are taking is by the stream of law, because what you do or study in 5 years in a law school would cover quite a bit of your general studies syllabus required for UPSC. So you do law, as a backup you have a professional degree of a lawyer, God forbid you not make it to UPSC, at least you have something to fall back on. Next, again, if you have very high academic orientation and people orientation, you have patience, you are intelligent, good communication skills, student handling skills and presentation skills, and willingness to work for long hours in a disciplined fashion, you can get into teaching, which is thought to be one of the most useless jobs, unfortunately. When I go to schools, I ask them how many of you want to be teachers, and take my words, there is not even a single hand which I have ever seen up. And I ask them how many of you want to study from good teachers, and then every hand is up. And this is partiality. Everyone wants to study from good teachers and nobody wants to be a good teacher or even a teacher. Forget about good, because good words generally don't come with a teacher. Teacher has to be good, otherwise he will no more remain a teacher.
But unimaginary income they are earning.
That's true. Today,
Unimaginary.
Unimaginary. If you are good, you have this skill set, take my words, you can command what you like. I know dean of a university, I would not like to name the university. His salary package is 1.08 crore per annum. And we want to understand his background. He's bachelor's in economics from Delhi School of Economics. He's done his master's in economics from London School of Economics. He's done his MPhil from Oxford. Then he did his PhD from Howard. And he's back in India to head a university as a dean, academics. And the university is paying them 1.08 CR per annum. All yours. Then, if my child is average on creativity and people orientation and is confused, still unclear, कभी मेरे को ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट अच्छा लगता है, कभी इकोनॉमिक्स अच्छा लगता है, कभी लिटरेचर अच्छा लगता है, पॉलिटिकल साइंस भी अच्छा लगता है. I say if you want some more time to identify your liking, or you like multiple subjects, or you want to choose your own subject and study what you like, you can go for liberal studies. This is a new concept in India. It's a 4-year curriculum where first 2 years you study a lot of subjects in common, and then next 2 years you take up a specialization. You can specialize in psychology, literature, economics, political science, environmental sciences, marketing management, human resource management, financial management, mass communication, to name a few. Liberal studies can again be an excellent, and one of the best places to go for liberal studies is just next to us, that is PDPU, Pandit Deendayal Petroleum University in Gandhinagar, which is School of Liberal Studies. Next, if the child is very high at creative orientation and average in people orientation, plus, as I said, extremely creative, enjoys spending time doing new and innovative things, like multiple subjects like drawing, design, craft, quilling, etc. You want to choose your own design field and work with passion in that, you should go for design. Other fields in due course of specialization which you can get is product design, toy design, jewelry design, interior design, fashion design, lot of that. And the mecca of design is very much in your own city, that is National Institute of Design, which is supposed to be the best design college in the world. Finally, moving on to some skill-based courses. If you want to become a DJ, VJ, RJ, or you want to become an artist, by means of wanting to get into painting or sculptures or cartooning. You want to become a musician, dance professional, designer, astrologer, palmist, sports personal, cosmetologist, hairstylist, and so on and so forth. You need to have passion to go into the discipline, love, dedication, hard work, and discipline. You need to have inner desire to the best, and you need to be extremely creative and innovative. This is what I am looking for in you. Unfortunately, India has still not been able to create a vocational course structure. So only way children go for these things is attach yourself with somebody who's already in this profession, learn from him or her the tricks of the trade, and then get into it. Lastly, if you want to join Army, Navy or Air Force, you're ready to handle crisis situation, you're extremely disciplined and adventurous, hardworking, good leadership skills, ability to follow directions, ready to even lay your life for the country, you can get into Defence Forces. You can get into Defence Forces after 12th also, for which Science A group is mandatory for Navy and Air Force, not for Army. But if you want to go after graduation, then any graduate can walk into any of these fields, because they have structures like administration, which are open to all. They have structures like logistics, open to all. They have other structures like administration, open to all, and so on. So after science, pure choices, medicine, engineering, or get into pure sciences. After commerce, getting into commerce if you're average, or get into CS if you're extremely good. After humanities, go into BA. Beyond this, there are a lot of other courses which are open to students from all streams, which can be in the area of law, hotel management, BBA, liberal studies, mass communication, teaching, public administration, social work, literature, psychology, sociology, and so on. A lot of them are there. Post that, MBA becomes one of the common structures which anybody can do after any graduation. That's it from my end. I'll open the house for questions. Anything which you'd like to ask as parent, please feel free.
So we want to know something more about CLAT.
CLAT is a common admission test conducted by 16 national law universities. There are total 17 national law universities in the country. Supreme Court has given a mandate to all the states to start a national law university in each state by 2018. At present, there are 16 national law universities which conduct a common entrance test which is known as CLAT, that is Common Law Admission Test. And one national law university, that is National Law University Delhi, they conduct their own entrance exam known as AILET, A-I-L-E-T, All India Legal Entrance Test. It is a legal aptitude test which in technical terms we can call it. It contains mathematics 10th grade level, English 10th grade level. It contains logic, reasoning questions, which unfortunately is never taught in school. It contains questions on GK and current affairs, which generally my children don't study. And it contains a section which is known as legal reasoning, wherein they don't expect you to know law, but they expect you to be sufficiently logical to apply law on a given case. So for example, you're walking on you're riding on your bike on a road at a X speed, and you hit a person and the person falls on the parapet, hits his head on the parapet and dies. The question which is asked is, are you liable for punishment? Now, as a matter of fact, I can't answer this question unless and until I know the law. So what they do will, they will give you this case. Along with this case, they will determine a law. Now let us say, I'll give you two examples. First law, if they give, they say that pedestrian has the right of way. Law says that. Are you liable for punishment? You hit this pedestrian, he fell and he died. And the law says pedestrian has the right of way. Are you liable for punishment? Answer is yes. Law says pedestrian has the right of way. Now, let me change the law. Let me apply another law which says that crossing from a non-zebra crossing is the fault of the pedestrian. Are you liable for punishment? Answer is no. So they want to just analyze your brain, that can your brain apply logic on a given set of law? They don't want you to know law. They are not going to ask you Article 302, Article 498A, Article 138. They are not going to ask you that. no law they want you to know. That is something which law school is going to teach you in those 5 years. But what they want to understand is, are you sufficiently logical where you can apply legal logic? That they want to know. So that is what CLAT is all about.
Something about career.
In law, there are a lot of options. Age-old option of litigation is always there. You can go to the court of law and fight cases. Recent statistics say that only 12% students go for litigation. 88% students go to other streams. Now other streams, many of these students these days, one, have started picking up corporate law as their profession. In corporate law, you go as a legal advisor in a corporate or a multinational organization and act as their consultant, legal consultant. That is one, that is corporate law. Second, you can go to a non-government organization, become an advisor to them or a legal consultant to them. Third, you can join any international organization, because all these international organizations, while wanting to set up their institutions in foreign land, require legal assistance, and only a lawyer will be able to give them legal assistance. Fourth, previously getting into judiciary, you required to have served as a lawyer for certain years, but now you can straight away appear for an exam and join as JFMC. That is, they call it magistrate first class. You can straight away join as magistrate first class. So that exam you can give. Beyond that, lastly but not the least, you can go and join an LPO, that is legal process outsourcing company, where some certain cases being executed in some other countries, outsource their back-end work to India, and only a professionally qualified lawyer can work on those papers. So that is another option and opportunity which is available. So opportunities of law are huge. Supreme Court has come up with the guideline last year that they want to recruit 20,000 judges within next 5 years. And the total capacity of all national law schools put together is 2,100 seats. So, I think the gap is huge.
That's true. But the biggest drawback of the government is that all vacancies is when it is in market and it is banned, or there is a stay.
Pardon, sir?
All vacancies, whosoever is there in the magistrate, first class magistrates, all vacancies are there. Entrance examination through, interviews are through, and there is a stay.
There is a stay. I understand and appreciate, sir. I understand what you are saying, and
so despite having the vacancy,
I think this 20,000 figure which I gave you is only the government figure by the Supreme Court. But beyond that, if I look at law firms, for example, every law firm is heavily recruiting. I have last year 14 of my students been picked up by Amarchand Mangaldas at a package of 12 lakhs per annum.
Vacancies of all these legal advisors is very high in corporates. On an average 4 to 5 legal advisors, and they are having the team of senior grade, junior grade, and one is the topmost brass.
Yes.
Who is handling the MNCs as well as the corporate.
Correct, sir.
So that is a comparatively better option in that case.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.